오늘 어젯밤에 태호가 너무 힘들게 해가지고 오전을 반차 썼습니다. 오전 반차 쓰고 지금 11시 출근합니다. 가서 점심 먹고 디자이너랑 워크숍 하기로 했거든요. 아, 미스. 야. 나는 독일 베를린 5년차 외노자다. IT 대기업을 다니는 워킹맘이다. 보통 출근은 주 1, 2회. 우리 회사에는 한국 분들도 좀 있는데 전체 직원 수로 보면 엄청 극소수다. 나라마다 내가 한국에서 왔다 그러면 반응이 각각 다른 게 좀 재밌다. 인도 동료들은 거의 K-드라마 얘기를 하고 유럽 친구들은 음식 얘기를 주로 한다. 여자 동료들은 화장품 추천을 해달라고 하고 젊은 동료들은 K-팝 얘기도 한다. 올해 특히 동료들이 한국 여행을 갔다 오거나 갈 예정인 사람들이 주변에 많이 보였다. 몇백 명 되는 우리 실은 한국인이 3명밖에 없으니까 나한테 물어보는 것 같기는 한데 그래도 가까운 동료들이 최근에 한국에 여행을 다녀왔다.
No, she's upstairs.
아, okay. So you need to go up.
Yeah, that is something from Korea.
Oh.
I could not profit, so I'm gonna. I could not do a custom perfume.
What is this?
It's a solid perfume.
Oh, nice.
So basically, you can take it in your bag.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. I always wanted a solid perfume. Thank you
There
so
you go.
much. Thank you so
So,
much. You
yeah.
didn't have to. Oh, so good.
Because it's super nice, you can throw it in your bag and then just basically just put it on whenever
that's
you
really
want.
nice. I never actually used
Korean
Korean
perfume.
perfume.
Oh my god, I discovered the best brand. I'm gonna show it to you. It's
Yeah.
insanely good.
Yeah.
It's called Tambourines.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm
Is
gonna
it
show
Korean
you.
brand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Seongsu, which is my favorite
Oh,
neighborhood
it's
ever.
hip area.
Yes.
It's hip area, yes.
And I was just like, I've been there all the time.
Yeah.
I dragged my friends there 4 times because we went to the Gentle Monster store 3 times, like 3 different days. But yeah, and then also the neighborhood was so nice. Like there were so many nice cafes and there were so many pop-ups. Like I don't know, like I loved it so much. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna cry. Like I feel like me and Korea, like we're saying, me and Korea, like this, me and the other country. I was talking to everyone, like
Yeah.
everyone was so nice, and I feel like also, like the good thing is that even though at times people would not speak perfect English, or, like, they would just be so excited to talk to you. Like
Really? I thought people are shy. Maybe they're drunk,
No.
that's why.
but I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
everything
so nice.
tomorrow. Yes,
So pretty. I love it.
I love your people, Eugene. Why did you move to Germany?
Only working is not good. Like Barcelona, you know?
Then I'll see you. Lovely to see you. Ciao.
저 친구는 여러 번 그룹 여행도 같이 다녔을 정도로 친한 동료인데 스페인 사람이다. 이번 한국 여행이 너무 재밌었단다. 또 다른 동료는 인도 사람인데 그 친구는 한국 사람들이 너무 친절하단다. 남자 동료인데 한국의 남자 두 분이 그 친구랑 바에서 얘기하다가 친해져서 저녁도 사주고 술도 대접해주고 즐겁게 놀았단다. 국적에 상관없이 친절하고 열린 태도로 여행객들과 즐거운 시간을 보내준 모르는 이들에게 고마운 마음이 들었다. 아람잠잠 하고 싶어? 알겠어, 기다려. 이글이글이글이랑 쌈쌈 하나비 우글리글리글리글리라 쌈쌈쌈쌈쌈쌈 우글리글리글리글리라 쌈쌈 하라비 하라비 우글리글리글리라 쌈쌈 부셔 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 오늘은 김장하는 날이다. 김장이라고 하기에는 사실 좀 거창하고 친구랑 각자 대여섯 포기 정도 김치를 만들기로 했다. 오늘 나랑 김치 담글 사람은 좀 특이하게 회사 동료 개발자다. 지난 에피소드 중에 한번 이야기로 등장했던 플러스 개발자 친구인데 원래 김치를 자기는 담가 먹는다길래 같이 담기로 했다.
You have to use raw salt because so you want the cabbage to ferment, and if you use salt that has additives, then it will kill the bacteria, and it will not kill the bacteria, but it will prevent the bacteria from working. I was thinking of going to Korea next year. It's the same as France and Germany. Like most of the country is not very friendly to vegetarian, but
Germany is. I mean, Berlin,
well, Berlin is.
Yeah,
But that's what I mean. Like Paris is too. Maybe Seoul is also. But I told myself if I go to Japan or if I go to Korea, maybe I will just eat the local food and don't care. You know. I have a couple friends that got married last year, last summer.
Yeah.
And for their honeymoon, they went to Seoul. And they told me they were very, very happy about it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because actually traveling Seoul and Japan, 50% happiness comes with food.
You would not be here if you had not done this service. We still provided value to the farmers. It's not perfect, but that's what brought us to where we are.
Okay. Okay.
This should be good.
Cheers. 막걸리. 막걸리.
I went to
안녕하세요.
I went to the Korean restaurant that is close to Warschauer Straße with the friends last week.
Ah, you mean the Seoul Kitchen one?
Yeah, yeah. I like it. And because I had a friend visiting from France, and he also knew that some other friends were in Berlin too. We went to the Korean restaurant. I bought like 2 bottles of Magoli.
별거 아닌 것 같지만 한 명 한 명이 한국을 여행하며 가져간 좋은 기억들이 주변 사람들을 여행하게 만들고 그렇게 한국이랑 친숙해지고 한국을 좋아하게 된 사람들이 점점 늘어나면 늘어날수록 해외에서 거주하며 일하는 나에겐 은근히 크게 긍정적인 변화가 느껴진다. 사소하게는 동료들과 팀 빌딩하며 갖는 시간에서나 리더십에 처음 나를 소개하며 서로 아이스 브레이킹 할 때도 한국에 대한 긍정적 관심이 확실히 도움이 된다. 그래서 한국에 나와서라도 한국의 변화 이상은 중요한 것 같다.
I arrived to Incheon, the airport. It was a bit complicated to get to the city center, but it was fine. Yeah, I was very surprised to find out, but there's the express train that gets there super fast. They give you free water. So then we got there, we had the fried chicken that you recommended us. as our first meal. It was insane. And they had this popcorn with flavored. It was so good. Top priorities was eating something because we hadn't eaten in ages and go to Olive Young, and they were next to each other. It was like enter and Olive Young, and in Olive Young we were just like there, and it was such a change from the previous part of the trip because like everyone was so nice. Like there were these girls that kept on coming like, oh, do you need help? Like blah blah blah, and then it was like, I mean, if we have one moisturizer, there's like 40,000 moisturizers. Like the one cleanser, there's 40,000 cleansers. And you want them all, and there's a lot of loud music, and there's a lot of discounts, and I'm like, I want everything. At then, I was already like me and Korea love. Right? I was like obsessed with them. So then we did that the first day, and then the second day. So the nice thing is that we had 8 days to be there. Once we saw the Gangnam statue. So then on the second day we went to Samsu. We went to the Gentle Monster store. That's my favorite place on earth, I think. There's, like when you want glasses, there's not one brand out. It's not like Gentle Monster, and then there's Gentle Monster, there's Blue Elephant, there's Double Blubbers, there's Mood, and everything has such strong marketing campaigns that you see the stores and you want to see them. But there's a lot of emphasis on like making stores like the experience super cool. So the quality of the product might not be the best at times, but the store needs to be the coolest thing that you've seen. Then we were also super lucky to meet your friend because she took us out clubbing and we went with that one. Yes. I'm gonna show the footage later, but it was insane. Like it was the best clubbing experience I had. Like I'm not joking. Since I left Spain, like that's the funniest. Like we had the best time ever because everyone was so nice to us. Also, like we were interacting with everyone. So it was a lot of fun, and we stayed there until 5 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
We went out back home and we were destroyed. Like the next day we woke up and we're like, like what's going on? And then we went to this place. Like I don't know, I can show you because I don't know the name of the dish exactly.
gyoza, Myeongdong
This
gyoza.
one.
Yeah, Myeongdong gyoza.
So good.
Yeah, I recommended her.
This healed me.
Yeah, it
This was like my great grandmother hugging me. I was like me and Korea together right now. But also it was like all of the food. So we were also saying with my friend that we never repeated anything. So when we were in the other part of the trip, like we were just like, okay, we find something good, let's just repeat this. But in Korea, we just repeated the fried chicken with my friend when he left and when he was gone. And we also repeated this one because this one was so good.
This was Eugene's recommendation.
Yeah. Then we also saw, of course, the palaces and everything was super nice. The markets were super nice. We got lost. So we went there. We went to the big one and we went to two small ones. One of the small ones was next to the matcha place that you recommended. And this felt really local. And we had this donut that is like twisted. Super good. The highlight of the trip was what you got us, the show. Was so nice. But the shows were very well selected and it did not feel by any means like that. So it was like the food was very good. It was also very traditional. Because then there was this woman that was singing. And it's so funny because it reminded me so much of flamenco, like this kind of singing and very loud and very expressive and very kind of reduced to an extent of like just drums and her voice. Then they did the fan dance and that was super nice. But it was nice. But the ending with the guys, with the thing, I swear to God, I was with my mom. Like nothing has left me so speechless. This year I saw Beyonce, I saw SOK, I saw everyone.
Beyonce.
Because it was so unexpected. But you're focused on watching the fan dance. Then they shut the lights, they open them again, and then they're behind you. And you're like around. And then there's like so there's a group, so there's like 4 guys, and then they have like some kind of percussion things. They have these things in their heads that spin. But it's like, you're like, what the fuck? And then they just go up, and they start like doing this, but this feels like AI generated, like, and then they start going in sync, and it's just like, whoa, like it was crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know, I really, like with my friends, we're just like, Korea gave us everything. When I go again, I'm gonna do, actually no, when we go again, we are gonna do.
I hope. When
But the only word that I can say, again, closing this topic, for the sake of, I would say, then get into the juicy details of camera. It's that I would say that the definition for Korea to me was easy. Like everything was so easy. Like we would, you could really flow. We really felt super safe. Everyone was willing to help when we needed. Like, and that's the thing that we appreciated the most, because we could really, do our thing.